today we are happy to have the new A320 from FSLABS. This is the awaited update that should have fixed some major issues with this bird. One of this issue was the poor performance, the problems with the multi-display unit, specifically the problems with the Copilot FODU that didn't get updated and were for most of the time freezed. So we're gonna perform a flight from Toulouse to Gatwick, pretending to be on a delivered flight for a new British Airways A320. So I have uninstalled heads-dock camera, as I think that it may have some issues with the latest version of Prepar3d. So we're not gonna talk about frame. I'm just gonna talk about smoothness. Okay, so here we are. You can see our fresh new British Airways A320 with the EAE engines. As you can see in the background, we have the airport. We have also Utilive installed. As you can see, we have some traffics here. So now we can go back in cockpit. Okay, so here we are back in cockpit. I'm gonna start track IR. Okay. Okay, but I'm not gonna use it because uninstalling heads-dock camera made some mess in my track IR configuration with Prepar3d, so I'm not gonna use it. By the way, okay, so as you can see here we have already prepared our flight plan. We're gonna take off from runway 32 right, land for runway 27 right. We have 5 passengers, the cabin crew and the flying crew. We're gonna have 4,500 kilos of fuel. So here you can see our route, and maybe we can also set up the flight in Navigraph charts. Okay, so our zero fuel weight will be 42 tons and 900. So maybe we will set 43 tons in the aircraft load manager. Here you can see the route, the winds, average winds. This was generated with Professional Flight Plan X. Here we have the weather. You can see it's raining. We have scattered clouds at 800 feet, broken 1,300, overcast 1,800, 9 degrees, 8 dew point, QNH 1025. We have visibility 8,000 feet, becoming 8,000 the visibility, with scattered at 2,000 with a TCU, so some cumulus. Okay, we should have at our destination 3 knots of wind with no cloud detected, 7 degrees, 1022 QNH. Here we have the winds. Okay, so we will have some winds coming from our left side during the flight. Okay, so no particular problems with the method during the flight. Okay, now we can put it down and we go setting the flight. Okay, so the name of the flight was BAW for Delta Papa. So we added British Airways for Delta Papa. This is the route. We have to add the star EGLL. Here we put Lima Foxtrot Bravo Oscar seat. Okay, so now we go alternate will be Echo Golf Golf W. Okay, we save it. Okay, so here we can see the route. Maybe I have to enlarge it in my video capture device. Okay, we put it down, but even if I put it down, I don't see anything. Okay, well, I hope that in the video you can see the window updated with what I'm seeing actually, but I'm not sure about that. So I'm gonna now okay, maybe I can fix this by changing some things here, so I can decide to capture the display video capture device. I'm working now on OBS, which is the software I'm using to make this live video. Okay, so maybe I can go display capture, we go for another one, and we go for display one. Okay, and we put it under the layout. Okay, so now we have the second display here. Okay, so here you can see the route I'm gonna follow, and according to my flight plan, which I'm gonna open right now. It isn't my Dropbox flight. Okay, so according to my flight plan, we will use LACO 5 Bravo departure, and to land we will use the Star Roxo 1 Hotel. So now we can put it and choose. Okay, we can go and look for this into the charts. Okay, we go for seat, we go for LACO, and here we have it. So this is the chart. We will take off from runway 34. So this is the direction we're gonna follow. So we will take off. We will pass above Toulouse and DB. Sorry, Toulouse VOR, and then we will go and pass this fix, which is at 23 nautical miles from Toulouse VOR, and then we will go through LACO. Okay, so we can now turn off the second display, and as we can see, it has stopped raining in Toulouse. Wow, the frames are ugly, guys. We're talking about 20 frames per second. This is really a mess. Okay, we go and check for some. They told. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm using the same settings I was using in Prepar3d 4.1, and I have. Okay, I'm gonna show you options, graphics. I'm gonna show you. I have for X at super sampling, anti-alias, no, FXAA, VSync on, triple buffering, unlimited frame per second. Okay, so then if we go to check the display, I've got level of details, radius ultra, tele-isolation factor I, master resolution 5. I don't use ISO solution text, scenery complexity, extremely dense, auto-gen draw distance, medium, sparse. With dynamic lights, okay, lightning, I have everything set up. Weather, so nothing particularly high in my settings. I'm gonna check some stuffs in the CPU load work, and I'm gonna show you here by turning on the second display capture. Okay, so you can see here that we have CPU usage. It's not at the top. If we go and look at the GPU, we have GPU load 98%. Maybe we can lower it a little bit. We have memory usage not so high. So now we try lowering the anti-alias settings, and we go for 8 for okay, and we turn on FXAA. So we can see that the GPU load is still at 98%. Okay, now it has gone down to 5, which is very strange. Minimum 5, maximum average. Okay, so we have 98% of GPU usage. I don't know why. There's something quite wrong with these, as I've never had such a high GPU usage. So this is something new in Prepar3d v4.2. So we're gonna go and look at the settings. So we have 8. Okay, we can go without anti-alias and see if something changed. Well, now we have no anti-alias at all, and we still have 98% of GPU usage. So we can definitely say that something wrong with this. We can now go back to the graphics settings. Okay, so we go back to 8 MSAA. I don't know what this could be. Okay, we go with VSync off, and we see if something changed. Nothing changed at all. We still have 98% of GPU usage. Wow, this is really strange. Okay, I'm gonna turn off Active Sky. And the GPU load is 50%, 44. So maybe the problem was caused by the clouds. Okay, I'm gonna go back and turn on Active Sky. We'll look at the clouds here. We're waiting for Active Sky to generate some clouds. Okay, so now the GPU load is 73, 769. Wow, strange. Something had changed in the way Active Sky have draw our sky now. So okay, so now we have GPU load 63. Okay, we can say we are happy with that. Okay, we close all the stuffs now, and I'm gonna also close the capture of the second display. Okay, so we're gonna boost and power up our airplane. Okay, so we check for the landing gears to be down, we check for the parking brakes to be applied. Okay, so everything is fine. We turn on the battery. Okay, so battery 1 on, battery 2 on. Okay, we can see now the bird coming to life. Okay, now we ask for the external GPU to be applied. Okay, so options, external controls, GPU connect, ground chokes connect. Okay, we can now turn on the GPU. Okay, we turn on the navigation light, we turn on the emergency lights, we also turn on crew off supply oxygen and the ground control for the recorder, for the CVR. Okay, in the meantime we wait for the testing to be completed, and this will be announced by a triple cavalry charge sound. Okay, we see that now the tests of the use are finished, and we can see that the second flight officer and navigation display and the navigation display and the multi MFD is now on, and this seems to work fine. Okay, we can now turn on also the second FCU. Okay, so this is the one we will use to check for, we will use for fuel and all the things we need. Okay, so we call also GS6. Okay, it says that the parking stand is too small, so we just go to the GS6 menu, customize airplane position, and click here. We apply. This is the button you have to click to automatically adjust the max allowed wingspan to the size of your wingspan. So you click here, it has changed to 3.5 meters. That means that now this parking position is perfect for our aircraft. We go to apply, we close, and now if we call GS6, we're gonna see the menu, and we request for catering service, and we ask it, we will have it done by Avia Partner. Okay, so now we open the doors, we open our cargo doors, we open the right forward and right rear door, we also open the other doors. So now we are all the doors opened. We go for an external view to confirm that, and as you can see, we have our service vehicles in position. Okay, we go back to our cockpit. Right, now we okay, now we have a drop of frames, by the way. Okay, so now we can start aligning the ADIS. We go first with ADIS 1. we wait for the on-bat light to extinguish to start the other one. Okay, IR2. Okay, we see on-bat light on. As it extinguishes, we go with IR3. Okay, so the line process has started. Okay, in the meantime, we can start with our MCDU. We go with the initial page. Okay, we know we are gonna take off from LFBO to EGKK. Okay, we put it here. We know that the flight will be British Airways BAW for Delta Papa. BAW for Delta Papa. Okay, cost index will be 20. Our flight level will be 380. Okay. Now we open the other MCDU and we go and set the payload. We know that our zero fuel weight will be 42.98, so we inset for 3. And there we are. Okay, we go back and we choose the fuel. Fuel amount will be 4,500. Right. Okay, we go back into the main initial page of the Captain MCDU. We move to the other page and we see that we have set up this zero fuel weight and zero fuel weight center of gravity. We just click on this OBS button, we click again, and there we are. We click here on the block fuel, we click again, and here we are. So we should see now all these numbers set in. We go back to the first page and we have to dig it the alternate port, which is E Golf Echo Golf Golf W. Okay, alternate. Right. Okay, so now we can see also the fuel amount needed for the alternate, which is 200 kilos. We go back to the flight plan we had made with the Professional Flight Plan X, and as if you remember, I had the amount of average wind, which was a headwind of 15 knots average. So trip wind we have 1.5. Okay, so oh no, this is tail, so we have to dig it minus 1.5. Okay, so we have headwind. So this is done. Okay, now we dig it in the departure runway. Okay, so we have 3 to right, and our I don't remember now which was our seed. It was Lacom 5 Bell Bravo. Okay, we insert. Once we have done that, we go for a GLL arrival, and we will have runway 27 right, so ILS 27 right, and the star will be Roxo 1 Hotel. So we go to see Roxo 1 Hotel. There it is, Roxo 1 Hotel. We dig it in. Okay, we have waiting for we have J6 recalling to our attention. He's asking us to close the catering doors. Okay, so here we go, closing. We're not gonna load with J6 the airplane, as we don't have much passengers or fuel, as everything is already set it up. So we just close the cargo doors and also the left rear door. We just keep open the left forward. while we wait for everything to be set up before the taxi. So we go here in the navigation display, and we want to check that everything is correctly set it up. So we have Takeoff LFBO. We check all. Okay, we have you can see we have flight plan discontinuity, so we click clear. No, I forgot that we don't have a company route, so we have to fill up all the flight plan. Okay, so this is a good chance to see how to fill up a flight plan. Okay, I will tell you that we click on LACO, we go for Airways, and we're gonna go with upper mic 184, upper mic 184, to Charlie November Alpha. Okay, then we go through Uniform November 863, Uniform November 863 to Manak, A-N-A-K, Mike Alpha November Alpha Kilo, UT, Uniform Tango 183, Uniform Tango 183, TIRAF Tango India Romeo Alpha Victor, Tango India Romeo Alpha Victor. Okay, in the meantime you have seen that the airline process has been done and our airplane is now in its position. Okay, then we go for Uniform Yankee 110, Uniform Yankee 110 to Ren Romeo Echo November, then Uniform November 862, Uniform November 862 to Upalo, Uniform Papa Alpha Lima Oscar, Uniform Papa Alpha Lima Oscar. Okay, so we insert that, we go through our flight plan to our latest fix, which is Apollo. We go back to Airways. Okay, we have Uniform Papa 87 to Roxog, Uniform Papa 87 to Romeo Oscar X-Ray Oscar Golf Roxog. There we go. Okay, so we have Roxog. So we have Roxog again because we had put in the star, so we clear the latest Roxog and we clear for flight plan discontinuity. Okay, so now the flight plan has been inserted. Everything is filled up as it should. So we can, okay, we click flight plan, we are at the beginning of flight plan. We go in the performance page. We will use flap 1 with up 0.1 on the, okay, we will use a flex temp of 45 and we just double click here to have our V1, VR, V2. So now we go for, it doesn't work. Okay, now it is working. Initial climb 8000. Okay, so now we can start the APU. Master switch on. We wait for 3 seconds, then we go with the start button. Okay, we can see here all the values. Okay, so flap open. We see N1. EGT. This is the EGT temperature. Exhaust gas temperature. Exhaust gas. Okay, we have the percentage that should reach 95-100% to start the APU generator to be available. Once we will have it available, we will switch it on and disconnect from the ground power. Okay, so now it is available. We go for... oh, I forgot to do the APU tests. The fire test, by the way. Okay, so here we are. We turn on all the fuel pump. You can hear now the Apu sound. It is normal to hear it just when we switch on the APU bleed, as it starts making some noise when it sucks air into the air, the airplane. You can hear the difference in sound when we open the window. We can also hear some airplanes maybe coming from the outside, as we have some traffic here in Toulouse. Okay, now we click here and we close back the window. Remember that when you open and close the window, to have this red stripe visible, as if you don't have the windows won't be locked and you could have decompression during your flight if flying above 10,000 feet. Okay, so now we have the air, we have everything set it up. We can go for the we can go and prepare for pushback and departure. We won't need pushback, so hopefully we just require it and we say departure without pushback. Okay, so we have to close the door. We close it. We also close the bulk door, which was still open. We can now we check for the pressure into the hydraulic system. So now we can see that the accumulated pressure into the brakes is on the green, so we are sure that our parking brake will be effective. So now we know that they are effective, and we can turn off the external power and remove chokes. External control, we disconnect GPU and we remove ground chokes. Okay, so now we check the METAR into the airport. We can do it by turning the ATs on 118.025. Okay, let's get a few clouds. Okay, QNH 1025. So we put it in. Okay. We now connect on Banyak ground. We request taxi for takeoff to the north.
Banyak ground, Bravo Alpha Whiskey 01, ready to taxi, north departure with Kilo. Bravo Alpha Whiskey 01, taxi holding point 3 runway.
Hopefully they gave us our 3-2 rides. So
November 1, contact tower 118.1, ready. Taxi,
okay.
short runway 32, right, using taxiway Tango 12, Tango 10.
Okay, we start our engine. Of course, we should have started the engines and then request a taxi. But I made it wrong, so beacon on, seatbelts on. Okay, we go for engine 1. Okay. Then we test engine 2. Okay. And now we can start the engines. So we move the start to ignition and we start engine 2. Okay, so we check the values. So we have N2 to 5. We can see here that ignition is on the system B for engine 2. We can hear the engines pulling up. AGT is alive. We can see the APR value raising.
On ground, Air L3 1045 is type Boeing 737. IFR to Altiers, ready to copy. Air Altiers 1045 is cleared to Altiers Airport as filed.
Okay, so now the generator is available, so we can now start engine number 1.
Air Altiers 1045 cleared to Altiers Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain altitude 13,000.
And 2.
129.3.
Okay, we have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so now we have indication on ignition system A for engine 1. So EGT is rising, N2 is rising, EPR value is slowly rising. Okay, now that we have the EPR SADI values corrected for both engine, we have both generator available. We go back and switch the ignition back to normal. We can now turn off the APU. Pack 2 and pack 1 pack lights fault now are extinguished. Okay, so we can now turn on the taxi light and start our taxi for runway 32 right. Okay, so we disengage the parking brake. We set flaps 1, all the brakes to max. We have to input comma on the keyboard to have our nose wheel steering connected. But we don't have. I don't know why. We don't have. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we have to keep it pressed. This is something you can change into the settings. And I'm gonna do right now, as it is not very useful to have it pressed all the time. So while it slowly accelerates, we go for MCTU option. and we should have control here, just levers, okay, rather pedals. Pedals control must be on. Pedals gonna put sticky. This is the one on. Okay, so now we go back to. Okay, we can go also on page or CPU. Right, now we click on comma, and as you can see now, the nose wheel steering is perfectly working. So while we taxi, we go for the wing view to see if we can hear something coming from the public announcement. No, there is no announcement from the cabin at this moment. Maybe they've already done it, so we go back into the cockpit. Whoops. Remember that the brakes are very, very, very highly sensitive. So keep in mind that you really have to push them gently. Okay. So we are taxiing to holding point runway 32, right? We are the spoilers, and we check the TO config by pressing the TO config button. Okay.
Bologna ground East 6140, ready to copy IFR America to Bristol. 6140 is cleared to Bristol Airport as filed. Fly runway heading climate and gate altitude 14,000. Departure frequency is 129.3, clock 7506.
With these type of engines, I mean the EAE, the Airbus A320 from FSLABS will taxi without any throttle advance. I mean, you can keep it at idle and it will go by himself without any throttle input. So now actually I'm keeping my pedals brake pushed to have some brake action, because if I leave the brakes, and you can see this, it will immediately start moving. Also remember that I don't have so much fuel and I don't have any passenger or baggage loaded, so the aircraft is quite light. So now we tune on the Blagnac Tower and we ask for takeoff clearance.
North at runway 32, right. Bravo Alpha Whiskey 01, hold short, runway 32, right.
Okay, so we hold short. We acknowledge hold short.
Runway 32, right. Bravo Alpha Whiskey 01.
And we wait. This is the Touluse Blagnac scenery from Aerosoft. It is not. It is made for Prepar3d version 4, but I've installed it with the tool, the migration tool. Okay, so we are here and we wait. We go on external view. To see this Alitalia Airbus coming in. Oh, quite a steep descent here. Okay. Touchdown. We go back in cockpit. And we wait for the tower to let us line up and take off. Okay, in the meantime we can set up the TCAS we go for, you don't see it, I'm gonna show you this. We have to go for above here, we go for TRA. We put it on here, we can keep it on transponding selector 1, and as soon as we move it to auto, the transponder will start working. Okay.
Alitalia 366, contact ground on
Okay, so now the Alitalia has left the
121.9, Alitalia 366.
runway, and we should be cleared into. Otherwise, there is another plane landing. Okay, so we go an external view to check. Here it is. This is, I guess, maybe Neos A320 with chocolates. Oh no, this is not an A320, this is J. I remember you that we are waiting for the chocolate variant of the Airbus A320, but I guess that FSLABS will work on it after the release of A319 and A321 maybe. So according to the FSLABS timing, maybe 1 year, 1 year half, we don't know. So we go back into the cockpit. And we pray to be let into the runway, as we are burning fuel, and the company won't be happy about that, considering that this is this is a ferry flight, so we don't have passengers and we're not earning money, we're just wasting money to take this new bird into the fleet at Heathrow. Okay, so again, they are not allowing us into the runway, so you know what? I'm gonna clear the approach by the menu Beauty Life. Okay, so clear approach. Oh, we had the clearance, acknowledge takeoff clearance. So we go into the runway, we turn on the landing lights, we turn on the TCAS, and we also turn on the weather radar. Here we are. Entering runway. So now we line up, and remember that as soon as you line up into the runway, you should turn off the nose wheel steering connection, as you weren't able to turn the nose wheel while rolling at high speeds. So now we are lined up. I push the comma button in my keyboard and I'm ready for takeoff. So everything is set up. We can remove the parking brakes and we apply some power. So we wait for the engines to be stabilized and we go for flex position of the throttle. Here we are, we have flex 45 SRS and runway and auto thrust blue, so power set, and we kick the chrono button. Okay, we have gone quickly above the on the autopilot. We move the levers back to the climb position, the throttle levers. Okay. And we keep on climbing. Okay, so now we are into the clouds. And I'm gonna check the usage of GPU. Okay, so actually I have again GPU load 98, which is too high. Okay, so we know we go for flap 0. I don't know why, but in the latest release, I mean the Prepar3d 4.1, I didn't have such a usage of GPU. I never had such a use of GPU. I'm again at 98%. I remember I have a GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes of VRAM. So we keep on climbing. Now we go for standard UNH, which is 1013, by pressing the right button of the mouse over the QNH over the bar pressure selector. So we are already at 8,000 feet. We keep on climbing, 3,800. Okay, we left click in order to activate the managed climb. Okay, so we turn off the ground spoilers. Oh, I forgot to turn on the strobe light. My mistake. We also turn off the taxi lights. Okay, we wait for 10,000 to arrive in order to turn off the landing lights. Okay. Landing lights are now off. GPU load is now 50. No, we have some. I don't know why. Sometimes it reaches 99%, which is too high. Really too high. Okay, we can turn off also the seatbelt sign. We go into the cabin to see if someone says something about that. No, in the cabin, complete silence. Okay, I'm gonna check if there's a difference between the GPU load in the wing view. I'm gonna check the difference between the GPU load here with this view and the GPU load onto the cockpit. So now we have 55, 58% of GPU load. So we go back into the cockpit and we still have 50, okay, maybe 4% more. Now we are 60, 56. Okay, so we view on the display units and it raises to 74, 76. So according to my test, I can say that they have changed something into the way the DUs are managed, as now the GPU load is definitely higher in Virtual Cockpit, maybe because they have changed something in the way DUs are managed. Maybe now they are more managed more by the GPU and less by the CPU. So they did something about that. And this is the reason why the GPU is very, very stressed with this bird. Okay. So while I'm climbing, I can close this video, and I thank you for watching it. And if you like my videos, just subscribe into my channel. And okay, thank you for viewing my channel. Bye bye.